As you know, book 3 has just ended, and I think we need to talk about just what happened. This book has been the most depressing and emotionally wrenching out of any of them by far, and it's one of the reasons why I like it so much. But man, these last 3 episodes, especially, which I'll be going over, have by far been the most emotionally scarring yet. Honestly, the build up into that final moments is truly insane. So without further ado, let's get into it and let's discuss the character of Simon. Slowly throughout the season, he has just become a more gross and irredeemable character, with many people in the community coming to hate Simon. But I believe that Simon is also the most complex character in the entire series, more so than Tulip, Lake, Jesse, and honestly more than Grace. Because think about it. Simon as a character always seemed to be a mirror for Grace. Like, he is a reflection of all the things she's taught, preached, and done. Grace really molded Simon into the character he became. Grace molded him to believe everything the Apex stands for. And because he believed in this cult society so heavily, it ended up making him completely resistant to any change. And this really speaks volumes when it comes to his backstory. We don't know how Simon got into the train, but we know what happened when the cat abandoned him. In the last episode, we get to witness the cat abandoning Simon and Simon being saved by Grace. Grace goes in to save Simon, and it is a complete emotional roller coaster, if I have to say, because we go through their entire journey as friends and how they built the Apex together. And it really shows that Simon has a lot of issues. And I think the biggest part is his abandonment issues. He was abandoned by the cat and possibly by his family. That's my theory, anyways, that possibly his family had abandoned him and that's why he's on the train. It would explain so many of his manipulative and over reliant behavior on Grace.
You lied to me. Everyone lies to me.
And this leads to the justification of Simon's fate. We need to talk about Simon's fate and his actions in the last episode. We see him taking over the Apex and having numbers going all the way to his neck like Amelia, except it looks like he's even more far gone. And the scary thing is about Simon is that we had just saw him. It might have been like a few days max he was separated from Grace. And he already caught up or even surpassed Amelia, who's been on the train for 30 years and who's done a lot of horrible things that we haven't even seen. It's just crazy to think that Simon has caught up to such a level in such a short amount of time. And he has this new outfit with his hair long and kind of unkempt with this outfit. He looks like an anime antagonist, like the Great Kamina, but evil. And it's just really shocking to see how far gone he's become. He has completely been abandoned by his best friend, Grace, by his caregiver, the cat, and he's been on the train for over 10 years. So it's fair to say that this has been something boiling inside of him for years and years. And now this is the climax to that moment. Just to think that him and Grace were the best of friends when this season started, and now they're complete enemies. And to see them fight and fight in such a gruesome way is really heartbreaking, because honestly, I wanted Simon to be redeemed. I wanted him to see the error of his ways, but every single opportunity that it's given to him to redeem himself, Simon seems to go the opposite direction. And this is no better seen than when Grace saves him. He asks, like, why did you save me? And she doesn't know. She doesn't have a good answer for him. And after collecting some thoughts, he wheels her. He kicks her off the bridge like the absolute madman he is. And after believing that he'd killed her, he cries and laughs, and he's like, it's really like he's turning into the Joker or something. It's very disturbing to see. And of course, as an audience, we know that Grace isn't dead. But man, the way Grace came back was kind of cheap. Like the origami bird saved her. I don't think that was a realistic way of getting her to survive. Like maybe if she kept a pack or something, or she had the shoes. Like Simon had those anti-gravity shoes or whatever. What if she had just kept one and was able to survive like that? But that's a tangent. Just the point is, she came back, and rather than accept what happened, you can tell that Simon wants to go for another round. But before he's given the chance, a Golem attacks him, the same one that's been pestering them within the fight that we thought Graves got rid of, attacks him, and oh my god. The scene that shows after is just so disturbing, and I'll just show you it. Yeah, that was the most disturbing thing I've seen in a while, especially for an animated cartoon made by Cartoon Network. This is really dark, and honestly, I can't help but feel bad for Simon. Like, in the cat's vacation car, we got to see some of his trauma unfold, that the cat abandoned him in his time of need. Then we see Grace drifting away from him and him losing control of a life that he found normal. Everything that was right in the world to him was being taken away because of this Noel Hazel doing so. Grace to him was more than a friend, in my opinion, and maybe not something romantic or whatever, but he definitely saw her as maybe something that tells him that everything's okay, everything's gonna be okay. But as soon as he disassociates with that, he himself starts losing it and everything is not okay. In episode 8, we see him learn the truth that Grace was hiding things from him, and that just absolutely broke him. We watched him cry. In episode 9, he uses the tape and traps Grace within it. We get to see interesting aspects of Grace's life that her parents never really acknowledged her, and it was because of that type of abuse that she ended up going on the train. However, it didn't seem like she did very well on the train, because before she even met Simon, her number grew. And I don't think anyone had told her to grow her number. Maybe just seeing Amelia with her numbers inspired her, I would assume, but her journey to creating the apex and turning Simon into a soldier, really. Simon turns into a soldier, and man, I can't help but feel that Grace really molded Simon into this insane psychopath. But at the same time, like Grace says, none of what's happening now I own, because she doesn't own Simon's mistakes. She is partly responsible, I would say, for Simon turning into what this is, but in the end of the day, Simon has his own free will and he made these choices. He had chances to redeem himself, but on each time, he threw it away. He went to the wayside. He tried to kill Grace, and his entire face lighting up with those numbers was just chilling. It really shows that this is the end, and even like if he was to survive this encounter, I don't think mentally Simon would be the same. I think mentally he's gone insane, really. If it wasn't obvious enough, I actually was rooting for Simon to be redeemed. Because think about it. I understand that he wielded Tuba and he probably would have wielded Hazel too, but that's because for over 10 years, he's had the concept that gnolls aren't people in his mind. For so long, his brain has been contorted to believe that is true. And when you think about it, Grace and Amelia have done the same exact things. Grace has wielded several types of tubas in the past, and Amelia has done worse. She turned denizens into those golems, how we saw with Atticus. Both of these characters had no care for life until someone came to redeem them. For Amelia, it was Tulip who made her realize the error of her ways and make a change. For Grace, it was Hazel who made her change for the better. But for Simon, I don't know who could have changed him to come out better, but I just felt like maybe if the show was just written in a different light, he could have been redeemed, because really, Simon is at equal playing fields to other characters like Grace and Amelia. Given Simon did literally try to kill Grace and believed he killed her, which is completely off the deep end. But I still believe that if the writers weren't so dead set on making him into a maniac, that something could have been different. Like, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think Simon does have a chance of redemption. Obviously, now he's dead forever. Like, rest in peace, Simon. You're gone, but not forgotten. And honestly, perhaps it was that gruesome death that made the season finale so memorable, and that there would have been nothing else to give that same punch. Because I know that I'll always remember this, but I also believe that season 3 will become the most controversial season because of the route it took. But those are just my thoughts on that season finale and on Simon's fate. Please tell me on what you believed could have happened, or if what happened was perfect. Do you believe Simon deserved to have his life drained from him and die? Or do you believe there could have been a chance for redemption? Do you think that Grace plays a part in Simon's fall from grace? Nice pun, I know. Or do you believe that it was Simon's fault and his alone? Please let me know in the comments, and man, all I can say is that I am very excited for book 4. See you later.
Don't be a worry, baby. No need to hurry, baby, when you're with me. Don't run way up ahead. Take the long way instead. There's lots to see.